Okay, so I'm a co-director of our Centre for Post-Crisis Finance, and what we're trying to do is develop a research agenda which is perhaps a little bit different from some of our competitors in other universities, particularly with two areas of attention. One, which I lead on, is on technology and finance. So, I think nothing in financial services is going to look the same 20 years from now as it does today, and it's going to be technology driven. Quite what the nature of that change. One prediction I have, we'll see how far it goes, is that banks may become much more platforms. Peer-to-peer lending is a great exemplification of that. It's been a powerful theme. There's a lot of talk so far. One of the things, I think the standard fintech proposition at the moment is, let me develop an offering which frightens a bank and gets that bank to buy me. and so there's still rather a short-term focus on getting an exit within 3, 4, 5 years. I think fintech is going to have it's having a profound effect in certain areas. Foreign exchange would be companies like TransferWise and Currency Cloud are really having a big impact on bank business models and eating into bank revenues. Other areas, less dramatic. So I think that, again, it's going to be a story that plays out over decades rather than months or years. So the second main theme, which is really led by my colleague Mark Freeman, who's the other co-director, we're emphasising on long-term finance. So it's the sort of questions that Mark is particularly interested in is long-term rates of discount. How do we assess something like the Hinkley power plant nuclear investment? Where you're talking about a 50 to 80 year period of activity. How do you actually assess that in financial terms? And equally, that's where culture institutions come in, because one of the big problems we've had, prior to the crisis, but I think even today, is still too much focus on short-term performance. What's the quarterly return? That's not just banks themselves. It's the buy side and fund management is also ridden with those types of problems. So we're trying to look at how do you set things up in areas such as project finance, which again, where there are long-term payoffs. Public-private partnerships, the sort of contracts and investments where you really need to be taking a 10, 15, 20 year view, which arguably is not prominent enough in too much of financial services today. It's a wonderful university town. I think students enjoy it. Often ranks in the top 2 or 3 places for student experience, and I understand exactly why. So what we've got to, I think, said is that you're coming to a highly regarded business school, and what you're going to get is a really good understanding across the board. You're going to get the technical material, but you're also going to get exposed to kind of the management issues, the soft as well as the hard. That's certainly what I try to do in my teaching.